الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. يا ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا لقد ظلمنا أنفسنا ولا غافر لذنوب إلا أنت. زدنا علما وتقوى وثبت أقدامنا واحفظنا وكن معنا ولا تكون علينا وادفع الضرر عنا يا مولانا فأنت قادر على هذا. We want to begin inshallah with the small pamphlet اقتباس العلم, translated as the acquisition of ilm or the acquisition of knowledge, by Shehu Uthman bin Fodio. And here he begins and he's quoting from Imam al-Ghazali. So he's taking insights from Imam al-Ghazali, Abu Hamid rahmatullahi alayh. And he begins with the traditional basmala and the sending of salutations on the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and his family and the companions. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, peace and blessings be upon our Master Muhammad, his family and companions. Says the poor slave in need of the mercy of Allah, or the mercy of his Lord. Uthman, the son of Muhammad, the son of Uthman, known as then Fodio. May Allah engulf him in his mercy. Ameen. He begins with that, and it's a very centered and focused dua, and in an acknowledgement of himself before Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, the austere Imam, the adornment of the Deen, the proof of Islam, the nobility of Imams. The Shaykh Abu Hamid al-Ghazali rahmatullahi alayhi said, all praises are due to Allah and peace and blessings be upon his Prophet Muhammad, his servant and messenger, and upon his family and companions. In continuing, this is the book called Kitab Iqtibas al-Ilm. It begins with a personal engagement. Realize, oh brother, this is very much personalized. You who are eager to acquire knowledge, upon whom it is clear in his soul the truthfulness of his desire and excessive thirsting after it. If you intend by seeking knowledge, and he begins now with clarifying what our orientation should be. If you intend by seeking knowledge competition with others, that's one. Boastfulness and pride, that's two, that's three. Seeking preference over one's colleagues, that's four. Turning the faces of people towards you, that's five. Or gathering the rubble of this world's life, then you have helped in the destruction of your deen. Alhamdulillah. Destroyed your nafs and bartered your hereafter for your worldly life. Thus, your bargain has become profitless and your trade has become unproductive. Everything which you have learned will only assist you in your disobedience. La ilaha illallah. And there will be a partner with you in your destruction. La ilaha illallah. It is like selling a sword to a highway robber to rob you with. For whatever or whoever helps you in disobedience, even by a single word, has become a partner with you in this crime. Or in the crime. However, if your intention, this is the opposite now. If your intention and aim in seeking after knowledge is concerning that which is between you and Allah, your relationship, in other words, with Allah, by learning knowledge and being guided without showing off, then rejoice, for the angels have spread out their wings for you when you go out, and the dwellers of the sea seek forgiveness of you when you proceed. So initially, Shehu is telling us the spiritual dimension and ramifications of intention in the path of knowledge. And that there's two paths to knowledge, one that leads to our own destruction and one which leads to us coming close to Allah wa ta'ala. Before everything, it is necessary for you to realize that guidance, which is the fruit of knowledge. In other words, if we want to be guided, then we have to have the right intention with knowledge. Before everything, it is necessary for you to realize that guidance, which is the fruit of knowledge, has a beginning and an ending, an outward and an inward. No one can arrive at the ending of guidance except after laying down the principles, its beginning. Likewise, no one can discover the inward of guidance except after stopping with its inward. Thus, I will indicate for you the beginning of guidance in order that your nafs might experience it, your desires may experience it, and that your heart may be tested by it. So, what's the beginning of guidance? That's the question we have to answer. For if in your heart, for if in your heart, sorry, for if your heart accepts the beginning of guidance by inclining toward it, and when your desire has become pliant in conformity to it, then it is incumbent upon you to strive for the ends of guidance and incite yourself to enter into the seas of knowledge. Right? Realize that if in seeking after knowledge your heart leans towards heedlessness or in behaving according to the dictates of knowledge you procrastinate, then realize that the inclinations of your soul is only the soul which commands to evil. Subhanallah. This soul has propelled you to following the accursed shaitan who urges you on with deceptions and incites you with his tricks towards ignorance and destruction. This is because the sole objective of shaitan is to present evil to you and the adornment of good until he allies with you, until he allies you with those who are among the losers. Their deeds will be counted among those whose labors have gone astray in this life and the next, although they consider that they are among those who do good deeds. At this point, Shaitan shows you the benefits of knowledge, the high ranks of the scholars, and what has been related concerning their noble narrations and stories until you become completely diverted from these three things, which the Prophet ﷺ said. The first being, whoever increases in knowledge but has not increased in guidance, is not increased in anything except being distant from Allah Ta'ala. Secondly, the second being his words, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, verily the severest people of punishment, or those who will be punished severely on the day of judgment, will be the scholar whom Allah did not benefit by his knowledge. Third, his words being, may Allah bless him and grant him peace. On the night of the ascension, I passed by some whose lips were being cut with scissors made of fire. I then asked, who are you? They replied, we used to command others to do good and refused to do it ourselves. We used to forbid others from evil, but did it ourselves. La ilaha illallah. Therefore, O poor person of being repelled towards the crookedness of shaitan, therefore be aware of that. And don't be pulled by the ropes of his deceits. For woe, woe, warning once to the ignorant man for not seeking after knowledge, but woe, warning 1,000 times to the scholar for not acting in accordance with his knowledge. So let's stop here, inshallah. So the idea of the beginning of guidance is to have the correct intention for why it is that we seek knowledge. And what he brought to the fore here is how it is that shaitan plays with us to the path of knowledge so that we become aligned to the way of shaitan and we lose. And there's some angles in that as well too, which is to destroy the path of knowledge and to destroy the role of the ulama and the role of the imams and others. So shaitan comes in the mix. That's why Shehu brings this point up of having the right intention as to why it is that we undertake or why it is that we pursue the path of knowledge, so that there's no confusion in this. We ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to guide us, and until next time, see you inshallah.